So tonight, I wanted to talk about just a completely different topic than what I usually talk about because I usually talk about politics, and I want to be like a political commentator, a political dude. But I mean, if I'm being kind of true to myself, I'm also like a pretty philosophical person. I like to think deeply about it. I'm so deep, man. I almost just said that like unironically, but you know no, I like thinking about like the bigger questions. And tonight like was kind of weird for me because it was one of those nights where like you kind of realize that like events in your life are interconnected, and it's like something that really made me think about how like something I went through as a kid kind of real affected me in ways that I didn't even understand, like I don't know if subconsciously is the right word, but what happened was anyway, but like anyway, yeah, like something happened to me when I was a kid, and I just realized that's probably just been like following me around for a long time. And what happened to me when I was a kid, and this could go really dark, pretty. No, I'm just kidding. But what happened to me when I was a kid is I was in this thing called Junior Bible Quiz, right? And it was basically like Jeopardy, except for the Bible, where you'd buzz in if you knew the answer. And I remember one year I did pretty good at it, and um, at the end of the year when they gave out trophies, the lady who ran the organization like walked up to me and said, "You were 30 points away from getting a trophy." And 30 points, that was one question. That was literally like one question. You know, like it was like one of those things where it like if you're exaggerating something or trying to make an example out of something, like he was just one question away, or you could be one question away from getting it, like trying to inspire somebody maybe. It's like I was literally like one question away. And I went from being okay with not getting a trophy, because I mean, obviously there's a lot of kids like, competing and all that good stuff. But I went from like not being or being okay with it to just being really shattered by it. Like I went home and I cried, and my family was annoyed. I remember my sister was annoyed with me for crying. But anyway, I bring that up because, well, actually, no, I can't just end on that fucking note. I just remember my sister was annoyed with me. Um, but okay, so I get and I just and I just like I'd forgotten about it. Anyway, I just kind of like buried it. I went through a lot of other stuff since then, obviously. And tonight, I got like the results back for this writing contest, and I got put in honorable mention. And that means that you almost make it to the second round, and it was just like fuck. So, um, and I mean, obviously, you can see how those two things are related, but it really just made me understand. It's like, okay, like, like, I am definitely an underachiever. Like I am somebody who could have done better in school. I'm somebody who could probably be making more money than I am right now if I really wanted to. I'm somebody who probably could have done. And I understand that everybody feels that way, but I really like got to thinking like how I kind of am a loser in some ways. And why do I feel like that? And I came to like the conclusion or the epiphany that maybe instead of being skill based, like someone just not having a knack for anything or being based on ambition, just someone not having the drive to go out and do something, it's really more based on fear. And that's not just fear of failure, fear of feel. Yeah. God, oh, I can't stand similar sounding words. Okay. Fear of failure. It's fail of almost I'm sorry, guys. Fear of almost winning. Like that fear of like I was right there and I could have done it, but I didn't do it. So if I don't try, I'm not even gonna experience this disappointment. Like and what's the I forget the saying. Like I'm always like really tired when I try and do this, but So I guess my thoughts are like, I guess I've probably just been assessing myself wrong and my own lack of motivation wrong. Instead of being something along the lines of just being naturally lazy, um, it's more along the lines of I just don't want to like experience that, like not getting it, like working hard for something and then just being like a centimeter away from it. Like that that saying, like you shoot for the moon, you might hit a star. Well, okay, they're sitting on the star and the moon's like right there. That's fucking pain. That's heartbreaking. Like if your entire life, right? It's like you go through your entire and you look up at the moon and you kind of talk about going there all the time, but you never get the chance to go there, and you realize that you're probably never going to get the chance to go there. Like it's not really that painful that you didn't go to the moon. But if the moon is like you're sitting on a star and the moon's like right there, it's like within grasp and you didn't do it, it's like then it becomes just an actual fact that you're a failure. It becomes an actual fact that you're a loser. Like if you never try, it's like you never get there. You can still hold on to the fantasy that you maybe could get to the moon, if you really wanted to. But then, like, and you get to feel good about yourself and you get to live in that space. And like, for myself, it's like I got to hold on to the fantasy I might win the contest. Or I might hold on to the fantasy that I'm like, oh, like I'm a fucking genius, like all this shit. When I don't even make it to the second round, it's like, geez, man, I got so close. It's like, what was I missing? Like, and it's not just writing. It's everywhere. And I want to know, like, do you guys like relate to what I'm saying? I'm not even sure if my mic's working anymore. If it's not, I apologize. Have a good night. If you've been watching this, thank you.